Welcome back, everyone. This is DM Andy, your favorite dungeon master, and today we're going to play Gaslands. Gaslands, by Mike Hutchinson, is a great post-apocalyptic race game where the objective is don't die. One of my favorite things about Gaslands is they sell you a book, set of dice, and you make all the terrain and cars yourself. From burning piles of tires to highway billboards, you need to shoot your way to the finish line if you want to win Gaslands. Alright, now down to the track where the teams are busy jockeying for pole position. The red team has first position, followed up behind the black team, and in last place, the pink team. And we're going to roll one more time to see which car got off the line first. And with 2 sets of lead feet, we're going to roll again. And dumping us in first gear, DM Andy hits the tire pile with a shift. No way to slow down. Collision. And that collision is going to put me into first gear and make me take a smash attack. I roll safe on the smash attack, but I still have to take a hazard. Now on to the red team's turn, who's going to use a gentle turn coming out the gate. The performance car has a handling of 4, so he'll be rolling 4 dice for his skid check. Shift, hazard, slide, with a shift on his template. He'll use 1 shift to cancel out the hazard, 1 shift to cancel out the slide, and he'll use a shift to go up a gear. He'll move his car into position, and now it's the pink team's turn. She rolls a shift slide, and her template came with a shift, so she'll cancel out the slide with 1 shift, and she'll gear up with the other shift. Which sends us to second gear. Every vehicle that's in second gear or higher can make a maneuver this turn. My truck is stuck in first gear, so I don't get an activation this round. And it looks like the red team slams on the gas with a medium straight. Hazard, shift, with a shift on the template. He'll cancel out a hazard with a shift, he'll cancel out a hazard with another shift, and he'll shift up again to be in third gear. So close, he almost cleared the gun gate and activated his weapon. Now the pink team's gonna squeeze in that gentle turn and try to drift around those tire piles. Oh, she comes up hazards. She's gonna take a hazard so she can re-roll her dice. And there it is, shift. She's gonna shift up to third gear with 1 dice and remove a hazard with the other one. And that'll move us into third gear. Every team with a vehicle in third gear can make a maneuver attempt for that vehicle. And the red team's going to yank the wheel to the left with a swerve template to try to miss those tire piles. Shift, hazard. He's going to cancel out the hazard with 1 shift and gear up twice from 3rd to 5th gear. And that's going to send us over to the pink team that find themselves in a dangerous position. The pink team select a maneuver template, but there's no way to dodge that tire pile. So the best she can hope for here is to roll and roll low. And that's not going to make a difference. She's going to take a gamble and take a hazard so she can re-roll those 2 slides. But it's not going to matter. She's still going head first into a flaming pile of tires. She was in third gear, so she'll be rolling 3 dice on her smash attack to see how much damage her hull takes. And it looks like the rim of one of those loose tires punched a hole right through her car. She'll be marking that car with 1 damage after that smash attack. And that's going to bring up fourth gear. So every car that's in fourth gear or higher can make a maneuver, which I believe is only the red team at this point. He's limited on the templates he can choose from while he's in fifth gear. So he's going with a gentle turn to try to squeeze between that tire pile and that big pile of wrecked cars to his left. Yahtzee! Shift, 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 shift! Looks like he's going to cancel out the hazard his car is carrying. He's going to cancel out the hazard from using a gentle turn in fifth gear, and then he's going to use one more shift to gear down to fourth gear, making his next maneuver a little easier. And that's going to send us to fifth gear. But with nobody higher than fourth gear, that's going to reset fifth gear back to first gear. Which makes all the teams re-roll for pole position in first gear. The pink team and red team re-roll their tie, and the pink team wins. The pink team is going to select the gentle turn template, and with the collision happening on her last turn, she gets to ignore the tire piles this time. Shift spin. She's going to use the shift on the template to cancel out the spin, and then use the shift she rolled to gear up to second gear. And that'll send us over to the red team. The red team selects the basic turn template, but will have to take a hazard for using the turn template in fourth gear. Shift, 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 slide. Looks like he'll use a shift to cancel out the hazard from the turn template. He'll use a shift to cancel out the slide hazard, and he'll use his last shift to gear down to third gear, making his next maneuver even easier. His guns are online, but he still can't get anybody in range. And while the red team cleans up his dice mess, we'll be moving on to the black team, who hasn't had a turn this whole game. Select a basic turn maneuver in first gear, which comes with a free shift. I roll a hazard and a shift, so I'm going to use my free shift to cancel out the hazard, and use my rolled shift to gear up to second gear. And that's going to send us into second gear, so every car that's in gear 2 or higher gets to make a maneuver this turn. And now over to the pink team. She's going to select a gentle turn to try to squeeze through the weapon gates and get her weapons online. Looks like she rolls a shift slide, and the template's got a shift of its own, so she's going to use the template to cancel out the slide and use the shift to gear up to second gear, making sure she gets a maneuver next turn. Now over by the finish line, the red team is trying to position himself for a win by picking the swerve template in third gear. 3 shifts and a slide. So with that roll, you can see victory lap in my opponent's eyes. The red team thinks they've won. He's going to cancel out his slide and gear up. Move his car into position and crash into the gate. And that collision will send his gear right back down to 1, preventing him from winning and causing him to make a collision check. He's going to make a smash attack against his car. He rolls a 2 and succeeds, but he's still got to take 1 hazard for the collision. And that's going to send it over to the next player's turn. And bringing up the rear, Diamandi is going to pick a basic turn template and try to send his truck straight through the weapons gate. Flips his hat around backwards, punches the gas, and tries to rally the black team with a shift roll. He's going to cancel out 1 hazard and shift up to third gear. So everyone check your fuel gauge, because that's going to send us on to third gear. Every car in gear 3 or higher can take a turn. The pink team's going to select a veer maneuver to try to split those tire piles, but it doesn't look good. Shift slide. She's going to cancel out the slide with a shift and run her car right into the tire pile. And after the pink team cleans up their dice, they're going to make a smash attack against their vehicle for hitting the tire pile. And rolling a 4 causes their car to take another damage. The red team's stuck in first gear, so he's going to have to work to get his car stuck out of the wreckage before he can take another turn. Back over to my team. I'm going to use a medium straight to try to zip through that weapons gate and get my guns online. My template has a free shift, and that's a shift spin. Perfect. I'm going to use one shift to activate my spin maneuver, which allows me to adjust my car with the opening of the end of the template. And I'm going to use the free shift from my template to shift my car up a gear into 4th, making sure I get to go next turn. And with the 4th gear phase upon us, DM Andy is the only one with an activation this round. Too bad the pickup truck can't go any faster than 4 gears. Select a veer template to maneuver through the tire piles and head towards the finish line. I'm going to move my vehicle into place and clean up all my dice, and then I'm going to make a check to see how many of the vehicles are within range of my weapons. Everybody's in range. So I'm going to open up with rocket fire against the closest car to the finish line, the red team. My rockets are a 6d6 attack, with every 4 up being a hit. So that's 5 damage against my opponent's vehicle. So he'll get to use his current gear score to roll an evade. He has 1 dice to try to stop 1 attack. And with nobody's vehicle in 5th gear, we reset the gear phase to 1st gear. And with the 1st gear phase, we roll for pole position again to see who gets to go first. This close to the finish line, this roll could make a big difference. The pink team wins pole position, so the black team and red team roll off to see who goes second. The pink team picks a medium straight and ignores the tire pile that she collided into on her previous turn. She rolls a shift spin, and with the free shift on her template, she's going to activate the spin maneuver to adjust her car at the open end of the template. And with the other shift, she's going to gear up to 2nd gear to try to get across that finish line on her next turn. And while my opponent cleans up her dice and moves her models, contemplates whether or not to blow the red team off the table, I'd like to take this time to thank all of you guys who support us in our gaming. We really enjoy doing this. And at the moment, we're just doing it for fun. We don't have any sponsors, and we're not asking anybody for any money. If you enjoy crafting and gaming and you want to do it with us, let us know. We'll try to figure something out and play a game together. So after that PSA, we get back to the carnage, where the pink team is going to fire 6 rockets into the red team's car. The rockets hit on a 4+, which means for each dice you roll, you have to have a 4, 5, or 6 to hit the other car. And with 5 rockets at almost point blank range and only 1 evade dice, his car explodes. And with the red team out of the game, that'll send us over to the black team's turn. I'm going to select a medium straight and roll 2 shifts, putting me over the top for the win. Welcome to Gaslands, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I'm DM Andy, your favorite dungeon master. Hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging around tonight, guys. My name's DM Andy. No, I can't wear this one. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. We'll play some more games next week. Hit the like and subscribe button. And my wife hates this scarf. Hey, thanks for hanging out tonight and playing games with me. My name's DM Andy, and I'm your favorite dungeon master.